The old Derek. Don't know if anyone got injured on that ever. I just know the Giant, someone got really tore up on the Giant. All right, there he goes. That's the Shockwave. They got a full load, or almost a full load. And they're gonna be hitting around the top part. It goes really slow at the top right there. And then it finally releases about right there. And then it spins right here. And then it drops into two loops right here. There's the first one, and there's the second. When I was in junior high, I used to go up on the oil derrick, and I had this girl, and she was I dated her. Her name was Jody Ziegler. That was one of my first kisses. Was on the oil derrick. One of them. And look at that moon. That's a pretty moon right there. It's called a blood moon. There's the QT, guys. In the play Russian Butterfly, that's the QT. That's where the three officers met me. They were Grand Prairie officers, and all three of them are in prison for corruption. They met me right there, and they had a shotgun inside their vehicle. They also had lethal sidearms when they met me, and I was simply asking about my wife and children. But my wife is special. She has a spina bifida, or my ex-wife has spina bifida. And my children need supervision. And Denise Ziegenheim's a drug addict, an ex-Hells Angels, and a paranoid schizophrenic, and the police didn't even care. And I told it to them, and they did not assist aid. Every single police officer that was involved in that is in prison. His badge number was 577. His name was Patterson. He's in prison right now. He's in Huntsville prison for corruption and abuse of power. And all his buddies are with him. They're all in prison crying right now. He did to Angel, but Angel could confess if she's still around. But he was corrupt. He met with his buddies. They took a long time to get there, but I waited patiently. I was drinking water. They should have outside camera footage, but most likely they got a hold of it and deleted it from that QT. Every single one of those officers are in prison. The lead officer that approached me and broke the 6-foot rule, at that time, the corona was there, but they didn't really know about it. Some of them knew about it. I told them, listen, my mother-in-law at the time, she's a paranoid schizophrenic. She hung out with the Hells Angels. She does drugs, and she does not need to be around my children. They didn't even care. They said, if you go around her, then we're going to arrest you for criminal mischief. That's what the police told me. And I have not been able to see my children since. The last time I saw my children it was on March 9th, 2019. And it was because of those three officers that put fear in me and went beyond the line of duty and abused their power. Jesus doesn't like that. That's why they're in prison. And it won't be long until Denise is in prison too, for abusing her power. Prairie is very corrupt. Not Selena. I can't get the memory on it. Anyway, there's a famous actress that's from Grand Prairie. She worked with Harmony Korine. She's from Grand Prairie, and mostly it's because of the cops. Grand Prairie police are corrupted. Angel passed out here at this Kroger because Denise Ziegenheim gave her drugs and admitted it to me. She confessed to me. Right here at this Kroger. She passed out. We had to get an ambulance to pick her up and take her to the ER. That was because Denise Ziegenheim gave her drugs. She said once we got back from the hospital, she said, I'm flushing those drugs down the toilet. That's what she told me. There was some kind of painkiller or something, and it made Angel pass out. True story. See, if Angel's under the right influence, then she's not going to take the children from me. She'll come back. But Denise Ziegenheim has her on drugs. When I first met Angel, she told me my mom's trying to kill me. She was talking about Denise Ziegenheim, who hung out with the Hells Angels. This is a true story. Angel did not like her mother very much. And I, told her, I said, we eventually married, and that's how we had the kids. But I was trying to talk her out of being with Denise, because Denise was using the drugs as bondage to keep her daughter in possession of her, That's why those messages, you can get it off those messages that I sent up already, I believe. I believe they're already sent up. But those messages show how Denise Ziegenheim is. I'm going to take everybody's phone away and all this stuff. I'm going to take it all away. Because if she doesn't get her way, she told Angel she'd kill herself. That's what she told Angel. And Angel felt bad. Then she gave Angel drugs and made Angel pass out. I had to take her to the ER, and I told her, I said, I do not want you around Denise. I do not want the kids around Denise. I want you to leave her alone. And she would not leave her mom. Now her mom has possession of her and wants her dating black men and all this kind of stuff. She wants her hanging out with the corrupt type like she hung out with when she was part of Hell's Angels. Angel and I did get to go to Santa Monica. The sign says Santa Monica right there. We got to take the kid to Santa Monica. We got to stroll the beach. We got to see California. We went all over California. I even showed her where Diane Salinger taught acting classes. Tom Noble's house. That's right off of Mulholland Drive. I showed Angel all that stuff. Now, she passed out 3 or 4 times while we were there, but she does that. It's not always because of drugs, because she has syncope. She has a syncope problem. She has a heart problem, a heart rhythmic problem, and she also has spina bifida. She was born with it. She's famous because of it. Denise needs to leave her alone and let her come back to me so that we can make it work, because that's the agreement that she made under God, under the eyes of God. The only problem is Denise is not going to act under the correct influence because she's under the influence of drugs. She's not under the influence of God. So if you're not under the influence of God, then you'll worship the Satan, and you'll make the wrong choices. So if you're not under the influence of God, then you're under evil influence, and you'll make the wrong choices. That goes for everyone that's doing drugs. Right, there's a cat right there. Looks like a pretty one. Hey, kitty, kitty. These cats go door to door, and people feed them. They're stray cats. They'll just go door to door, and people are like, oh, look, a little kitty, get some cat food. And then they'll go like 6, 7, 10, 20 different houses, get food that way. I see strays all the time. I usually feed them. I get the Temptation treats from the cat food place. There's other treats too, like greenies and things like that are good for their teeth. I try to get them little snacks and treats and stuff when I can. I don't care. I should carry them in the car, but it takes a lot of time to have to do that, so I just get them on video.
The customer requested you leave the...
Not very far where I met Angel is where my cousin Robert Cam went to high school. He's also in film and media. He's in Olympia. He had a problem with marijuana at one time, so I don't work with him. But that's where he went to high school. It's right down the road where I met Angel. And he went to high school there and he studied journalism and film and media and stuff. I want to say that chick's name was Selena Gomez. I'm just guessing. But she went to Grand Prairie. She went to some school in Grand Prairie. She was from Grand Prairie. She worked with Harmony Korine, a thing called Spring Breakers. She's an ideal candidate for church, you know what I mean? But you can't just go around judging people, you know. That's what they did to Charlie Manson. They judged him and put him in prison mostly for really doing nothing. He was just judged to death. You can be judged to death. I'm not a big fan of Charlie Manson, but I don't know if he did the crimes that they said that he did. I think it was all rumor. He just had a bad rap around town, and he wanted to live by that rap so he could have things. Sometimes if you have a bad rap, you can have things. Regardless of it all, I don't think Charlie Manson ever passed through Grand Prairie. He may have, but I doubt it. But he wasn't the ideal candidate for, you know, the churchgoer or Sunday school. Selena Gomez, probably not too much better, but she is from this area. And then there's a few other famous people from Grand Prairie, too. This is where I first started doing some of my filmmaking, when I was in high school, age of like maybe 14, 15. My cousin's house, the one that studied journalism, right down the road from where I met Angel later on. And we studied filmmaking here with a homemade video camera. We made 3 movies: Monsters of Nanny's House, Adventures of Coffee, and another movie, Kidnapped by a Carnivore, which is about Morrissey. True story. We even had a little script for that one. The other ones were mostly improv. We just kind of came up with it on the spot. I played the monster in one. The other ones I played the hero. Grand Prairie just opened a new IKEA not very long ago, and then down the road from there, they have one of the biggest water parks in the world. It's an indoor water park, so it's the biggest indoor water park. Well, it's actually the biggest indoor water park. That's what I meant to say. So it's not the biggest water park, it's the biggest indoor water park. So it's an air-conditioned water park in Grand Prairie. It's the biggest one in the world. And right there next to it is IKEA. You can go there year-round, even during Christmas time. You can go to the water park. There's IKEA right there. That's Grand Prairie, too. Right there. You see it? That's IKEA. And they just opened that one, too. And a brand new Walmart. Chili Mart. Place is called Chili Mart. There's chili in there. Chili Mart. Up and I couldn't the actual gate it was closed, but I looked up again and the gate was open. It was really weird. It's like I couldn't see the gate was completely closed, and I looked up again and the gate was open. I guess it opened maybe when I looked down. I don't know. It just bam, just opened up like really quick. Maybe they have like a quick gate opener thing or something. It's definitely this building right here. right. All right. All right. September 9th, 2022. Crazy show tonight. Had a lot to talk about the actor studio and corruption and everything. Don't know if it's all true, but oh, there's Rudy's. It's a gas station. You can get barbecue there. Nevertheless, there is corruption in the world. There are people that are bullies, and they operate because of jealousy, right? They're jealous, and they want more, and they're selfish. Okay, a person that lives in a mansion in Hollywood, they're there because of selfishness. They wanted more out of life. They wanted to have more. So they have more because they're jealous of you. You may be in a small apartment somewhere or a trailer home, or let's say just a small decent house. Maybe it's a $180,000 house, whatever. Don't feel bad. You have more than the movie stars. They don't have anything. These people are on 24-hour lockdown surveillance all the time. 24-hour lockdown surveillance in their mansions all the time, whether they know it or not. That's how powerful Hollywood is. They look at those people like diamonds. That's money in the bank. They don't want anything to happen to those people because they lose money. Especially the ones that are already famous. When Anne Heche, I think her name was Anne Heche, she was in Psycho, Gus Van Sant's Psycho. She played Crane, right? Opposite of Norman Bates. Anne Heche ran her car into a house, a decent sized house, because she was jealous of something. And she burned alive out of jealousy. They tried to stop her at a place that was similar to what we saw back there. It had like storage units and stuff. They couldn't stop her. I don't know if that was a security personnel, some type of authority figure that tried to stop Anne Heche from possibly killing another person. But because of her selfishness, she floored it. Just like this. About this fast in a regular neighborhood. She was going this fast. And she ran the car into someone's house because she was jealous of something. Norman Bates couldn't even stop her. He tried, but he couldn't stop her. You know why? Because that amount of rage cannot be stopped. And now she's dead. I'm sorry to Ellen DeGeneres for saying this, but that woman was selfish. And luckily, because there were angels in heaven, those people in that house didn't burn to death. Luckily, she was selfish. And she went out the wrong way. This is Cole Spivey, YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Remember, no holds barred. Oh, this is not the end of the show. We got more show coming up. YouTubers now, don't worry about an introduction or an outro. Just change it up all the time. You might want to throw your name in there. Yeah, like we have a title, the Please Subscribe Show. That's fine. You can do things like that. The word please subscribe is in the show. So it gives a person an action. It gives them something to do. It's that type of show. Sometimes I give you an assignment. Here's my assignment. Find out where Anne Heche was born. Find out what school she went to. And if you're really good at research, and this may take you a lot of time, find out if she was ever put into detention centers, or if she ever had a drug problem, or if she ever went to rehabilitation. Now that's going to be tough, but that's your assignment. Because drugs end that way. They end in a big fiery ball crash into someone's house. Find out what type of addiction did they have Anne Heche on. And then get back with me. Because that woman almost killed a whole neighborhood.